Hello and welcome, my friends. This is Jennifer from Mystic Star. I know I'm really late this month with my angel readings. However, well, better late than never. And also with April, it wasn't as needed. In May, my understanding is that we're going to hit some bumps and some sharp turns. There's a lot happening in May. For instance, in May, we have not only an eclipse happening in the middle of the month, we also have Mercury retrograde. Both events can be, well, challenging, not to say the least. And we need that added support. On top of everything else, we're going to be ushering in Gemini, which again can be really conflictual. We've got that duality in play. So the angels were like, yeah, you can put it off. Don't worry. Yeah, we know. April 30th. It's all good. They've also been working with me throughout the month to try and get you guys some extra supports, giving me some more ideas on how I can help you guys the most. So don't be surprised if you don't see some extra things coming into play, especially as we get into May. So, yes, I'm cutting the cusp of getting into May as I'm doing this reading on April 30th. And I'm planning on doing another angel reading in the middle of the month because we are looking at such a unique month that is going to naturally bring some twists and turns. So I'm pretty excited about it. Yet at the same time, knowing that I've got that added support helps me kind of take that deep breath and realize no matter what May brings me, I've got that support. And that's exactly what this reading is for. Looking at that support and seeing how we can embrace it. So, of course, I've got my Angel Tarot. It's one of the few angel decks that I semi like. A lot of the angel decks I don't like using because they'll say, Archangel said this, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, sure, they said it when the deck was created, but is that relevant? Usually, So it's one of the few decks that I semi enjoy. I don't enjoy this part of the deck, but beggars can't be choosers, and I haven't figured out what deck I'm going to create. I know it's in the cards, in the stars, but as of right now, this is the tarot that I've been using for my angel readings. Of course, couldn't go without the Archangel Oracle by Diana Cooper. It's new and it's, well, pretty comprehensive right now. We don't have all the archangels, but then again, we haven't met all the archangels. They're still coming out of the woodwork as our vibration rises. We're going to see more and more start to work with us as we start to acknowledge that energy and what it is we can truly do. And of course, the healing with the archangels, or the healing with the angels oracle. This what is created by Diane Virtue. I know Diane has a lot of controversy around her just because she's kind of crashed a bit and is renouncing everything. It's actually a very sad story. However, know that if you have a Diane Virtue book or a Diane Virtue deck, it's perfectly fine. She created these when she was in a space of light and love. And so the light and love radiates through the decks. I've had this deck for, oh, geez, I don't even know how many years. I think it was created in the 90s. I don't support her now, but I do have this deck. So if you do have a deck, or if you see it secondhand, sure, I would say go for it. I'm not too keen on buying them new because she still receives royalties on them. So for me, that's kind of a personal piece. And then I've got my Angel Inspiration Oracle. I know I've got a lot of Oracle decks. Angel decks usually have a tendency to be the Oracle style rather than the Tarot style. It does not make them lesser, it's just the way that they're constructed. It's down to that rigidity of tarot, and the flexibility of the oracle. So now that we got into the angel cards, I'm going to start off with the Archangel deck from Diane Cooper. It's very new and I enjoy it. Yes, there is a little blurb underneath the Archangels, but it's not about what they're suggesting or what they are encouraging people to do. It's more on what role they take. And even then, Archangel Azrael, it says it's time to let go, prepare for a change. He has a lot more than that. They wear many, many roles. So yes, I may pull a card where I will talk about what Diana has written here, but I also may take on and explore their other roles because they do wear many hats. So without further ado, let's get into this. What Archangel is going to support my friends most right now? Knowing that there are tons of archangels and this is a group reading. So if you are drawn to a different archangel, they're not going to get angry or take offense. They are going to work together. Archangels don't have egos. So that's important. Archangel Haniel, such a gentle energy. I love her. Seek soul satisfaction. Fan a flame of inner happiness. Absolutely. Absolutely. I couldn't figure out why I had to do that little spiel on their other hats. Archangel Haniel has another hat that's more important. Yes, of course, we want to seek that soul satisfaction. Absolutely. But what's more, Archangel Haniel helps us to find past knowledge, supports, and tools that are going to help us right here. She's really, really amazing at helping us finding remedies and medicinal aspects that we've forgotten. She goes one step further and is helping us remember past experiences, past knowledge that's going to help us right here and right now. She is connected into that lunar energy of support and, of course, of that beautiful and amazing self-care and, of course, that connection in with the healing. We need this now more than ever. And like I said, we're going to see some twists and turns coming in May. We can't stop them, but we can prepare for them. Taking that time for self, that nurturing and compassion will go a long way. It'll help to strengthen us before we have to do a little bit of climbing, if you will. Archangel Shamuel. Open your heart to give and receive love. Your essence is love. That love, like I said, that compassion, it's important now more than ever. We need to take care of ourselves. Actually, one of the biggest things that we need to do right now in this lifetime is start to heal from past experiences in this lifetime, past lifetimes, stuff we're holding on from generational trauma and, well, crap that we're just carrying. We have the ability and the knowledge that we've never had before. We can take pieces and aspects that are meaningful for us. Knowledge, well, it's all around us. It's kind of connecting those dots. We have the ability to check into the internet and see what the World Wide Web and the individuals globally are doing, taking elements from different cultures, past cultures, and current. We can take pieces that resonate with us. And that's an important part. It needs to resonate with us so that we will use it for our greater good. Now, of course, Archangel Chamuel, he is the Archangel of Love. Yes, we need to be really mindful over the next little while of being intentional and focusing in on that loving energy. Because like I said, we're going to have some twists and turns. And people don't do well when they're challenged. They are reactive rather than proactive. And it's never, never fun. So we need to take care of us, love us, strengthen us, so that we can cope with and react in a less reactive way. We can use our critical thinking, our higher vibrational tools to create a solution and a reaction that's in our greater good. We do have Mercury retrograde coming up, and that communication starts to go. So we need to have those tools in place, using them to our advantage beforehand. It helps to strengthen us. Now, I do have meditations, actually 3 of them with Archangel Chamuel, regarding that self-love. And I think that's the love that we struggle with the most. Most of us don't truly appreciate us for who we are. We're actually kind of shut down on our own selves. It's important that we connect in and start loving us, because we can't love others until we love us, because others will reflect the way that we're loving us. They mirror that energy, those tendencies, if you will. So that love and compassion for self, it's going to be a big component. Now, I also do have a meditation with Archangel Haniel, which again, you guys can visit and revisit as you need. Now, if you're new to my channel, welcome. The meditations that I'm talking about, I have 2 playlists on my YouTube channel. One is called Healing with the Archangels, where you'll find the Archangel meditations I'm talking about. And then I have another playlist called Just You and Me, where it's just you and me working on a skill or a tool that's going to support you and help you overcome some of those challenges. All my meditations run about 30 minutes long. They're a guided meditation, and most importantly, they're free. No strings attached, a tool, a support for you. So you can utilize them to help strengthen and ground you so that you can start to make those higher vibrational choices and using, well, both hemispheres of our brain. And in meditation, when we slow down and intentionally focus in on our breath, we start to balance out the usage of both sides of our brain, both hemispheres, which really does create a well-rounded decision, solution, or response. When we're in that reactive ego base, we're not using either hemisphere. We're usually functioning from the back of our brain. It's more of a barking back than an actual thought pattern. So we need to start to train ourselves to use our brain rather than just letting our ego respond. So let's look at this healing. Archangel Haniel and Chamuel want to support you. Let's look at what they want to support you with. What healing can my friends focus in on right now? I kind of like how Archangel Haniel looks like she's leaning on Archangel Chamuel, like, yeah, look, this is what we're going to work on. No worries, eh? And that's, Archangel Haniel does have that very gentle energy, whereas Archangel Chamuel, of course, he has the gentle energy as well, but he's more steadfast. She does have a tendency to be very fluid, if you will. She does flow into spaces. I should mention that if you're working with these archangels, ways that you'll know that you're working with the archangels is through their auric color, their auric color vibration. Archangel Chamuel, of course, is that that pink quartz, that very light white pink. Archangel Haniel is moonstone, which is a creamy white stone. So this is the rose quartz, and most of us have it or have at least seen it. And this is moonstone. You do not need big hunks of crystal to be meaningful or impactful. Sometimes those smaller ones, they have a big bang for their buck. So when you see that color come in or you're drawn to that color, it's very likely that both or either are with you, and you can easily call them in just by asking them to come in. So on to the healing. Study. Like I said, that information, it's there. It's important. We have forgotten a lot, and it's time that we reconnect in with that information. It's time that we sit down and look at the different components and elements of different cultures, of different religions, questioning and reaching out for those tools that are going to support us. Knowledge is key. The more tools we have in our toolbox, well, of course, the more we're going to be able to make that choice that's in our greater good, rather than just a reactive response. We have that ability to create something that is going to be meaningful. We've lived in different cultures in different lifetimes. Different elements will connect and reconnect with us. It's time to start connecting those dots. Guardian angel. Know that similar to Archangel Chamuel and Archangel Haniel, you have another amazing support. That fantastic guardian angel. I'm going to run out. I'm just going to put that there. So know that that's why that's there. The reason I wanted to put guardian angel up in with Archangel Chamuel and Haniel is that they're a constant companion for you. They rarely leave your side. The only time that they will leave your side is usually to greet a new family member or say goodbye on your behalf to someone who's passing over. And not even then. I know my guardian angel very rarely leaves me. Now, you can have more than one. My daughter has 3. I have 1. The majority of us have 1. And that's okay. They've been with us since conception. And they are there for us as a constant support. So no matter what stumbles, challenges we face, they are there really encouraging and cheering us on. Problem is, many of us don't gain that message or that insight, and it's really hard to feel them come in as they don't leave. When the archangels come in, you kind of feel them come in. Their energies are different. They're more intense. Your guardian angel has been with you since conception. Their energy is somewhat masked and seen as your own energy. Now, I did bring out last October some meditations on connecting in with your high vibrational support team. The very first one, which is an introduction to connecting, is connecting in with your guardian angel or angels, depending on who you are. Fantastic, easy meditation to start to connect in and start to gain some of that insight that we need. So know that you've got lots of support. Big thing, you need to ask for that help. Let's ask for some help now. What insight information and guidance. Whoop. Can we share with my friends to help them overcome their challenges that they're facing right now? All right. The Eight of Cups. Like I said, the Minor Arcana is not my favorite. I would have really enjoyed that pictorial piece that they have with the court cards and the Major Arcana. The Eight of Cups, you're looking at that time for inner reflection, that inner journey. It's kind of the everyday interpretation and aspect of the Hermit. Taking time for self, connecting in, and understanding and appreciating who it is we are. Super important. It's like I said, many of us are really resistant to that inner self, to who we are. We need to take that time and start to connect in to this energy, to who we are, and to what's right behind us. Because as we start to explore us, you're going to see not only your guardian angel, but your high vibrational support team. Because really it is a support team. By the time you're done with it, you've got your guardian angel who's been with you since conception. You have your guides, which can be your primary guide, your secondary guide, and the guides that come in and out of your life. And that can range in numbers. I've seen as many as one and as many as, I think it was almost half a dozen to a dozen. It gets very loud, lots of energy. Then on top of it, those high vibrational beings, those spirit and totem animals that we connect in with. It's vast. So it is quite the team. That's why I had to break it up into 3 meditations. We need to meet them and to continue to work with them. That's part of that inner journey. We contracted with them for their help. They can help us understand more fully and even start to shift our perspective into that soul's deeper purpose, because they know what their contract is. They know what they signed up for. We don't remember. Oh yeah, see, this is what I'm talking about. I enjoy the Major Arcana and the court cards. The King of Wands. That passion, that inner flame. We need that connection. It needs to be fulfilling. Without that fulfillment, knowledge is lost on us. We need to connect in and have that aha moment. I get it. This is meaningful to me because I can incorporate this into my everyday, because it fans that inner flame. That meaning, that fulfillment goes a long way in helping us to not only connect those dots, but start to implement them. Because not having that knowledge and doing nothing with it, what do we need the knowledge for? We need to have action. We need to put that knowledge into play, into our everyday. We're not looking at leaps and bounds. I'm not a big proponent of leaps and bounds, because when we do those leaps of faith, they are unstable. That's why it's called the leap of faith. Sure, sometimes we need to do it a little bit. However, know that your ego is going to act up and use that uncertainty and that instability to its advantage, and will claw you back off that leap of faith. However, if you start to do those steady steps, it's stable. That stability creates, the ability to kind of minimize that uncertainty, that fear, because you feel very stable. You feel very confident in what it is you're doing, what little shifts you've incorporated into your everyday. Having that stability and that fulfillment in what it is you're doing is going to help you not only maintain what it is you're doing. But open yourself up to even further opportunities and possibilities, because you're going to be focused in on that life-giving, those joyous aspects. Because let's be honest, if you don't have that, it's not worth doing. Yes, I know there are components that we do to meet our needs on different levels, whether that be that physical need, so doing a job that you may not feel as fulfilled with, but paying the job or paying the bills. Knowing that you can start to make shifts, start to incorporate more life-giving aspects and elements slowly into your day. That slow and steady incorporation really allows you to shift out of what may not be working so well. Additionally, as we start to add in added components of life-giving joy, you raise your vibration. You see those opportunities and possibilities within your workplace that you may not have noticed before. Or they may not have been open to you because your energies weren't high enough and you weren't seen as an appropriate candidate. So that high vibration works on many levels. The Fool, the 0 card in the Major Arcana. The Fool, of course, talks about those new opportunities, and they're there. Yes, I said that in May we're looking at some shifts, some stumbles, some very twisty roller coastery type energies, because we are looking at Gemini coming forward. We are looking at an eclipse coming in, and an eclipse can be almost like a tower experience where you do have that abrupt shift. On top of everything else, we have Mercury retrograde. All of those, phenomenons, all of them seem to be astrological right now, all have the ability to open doors that only they can open. An eclipse likes to slam doors shut while opening other opportunities and possibilities. That's why it feels like kind of a tower-esque situation. And Gemini, of course, those twins, they open up a lot of possibility. We're looking at, Gemini is an air sign, that knowledge again, right? Those opportunities are there. You just need to be more present for them. And yes, even Mercury retrograde offers you opportunities that only Mercury retrograde can. Mercury in itself has some pretty amazing and very strong energies, and it can mask many different opportunities, different possibilities that you don't notice when Mercury is in direct orbit. But when we're looking at a retrograde, and what a retrograde is an optic illusion, because the planet is getting close to the sun, so it starts to look like it's going backwards opposed to forwards. That illusion minimizes and kind of skews Mercury or whatever planet. Most planets go into retrograde. It skews their energy, so those opportunities start to pop open. Problem is that kind of shift has a tendency to really impact us, because it impacts our communication on that physical level and technological level. So those opportunities are there. We just need to be present and ready for them. The 8 of Pentacles. The 8 of Pentacles talks about the attention to detail. The original card that Pamela Coleman Smith drew has a man sitting on a bench and he's pounding away at his pentacle. That attention to detail. Messages are hidden in plain sight. The high vibrational beings want to support us, now more than ever. Challenge being, we need to pay attention to it. I've got double 8s here. When you see that multiple 8, the angels are telling you that abundance is coming your way. Stay true to your path. It's as easy as that. being open to repetition, patterns, or things that catch your attention. News lines, and not for the actual news, a word. You're seeing repeated pieces. And again, even with the like YouTube or with other platforms, you get like videos. So if you've researched or looked for something on tarot, you start to get a lot of different stuff on tarot. The angels can use that to their advantage as well. So they'll grab something and you'll keep seeing that video, or they'll show you the same website over and over again. Energetical beings, both high vibration and low vibration, can use that to your advantage. They will give you that information. They used to use it in print, like through the newspaper and magazines. We don't use that as much anymore. So they're going to use the social media or that connection as best they can. So keep that in mind as well as you go through. And then, this is an important piece, guys, we need to use our critical thinking. How is this important to me? How does it relate to me? If you keep seeing something and you don't know how it relates, print it off. That's why I encourage people to have a spiritual binder rather than one of them little books. Spiritual binder, you can take that website and even just print the first page, hole punch it and pop it in your binder. See if it ever comes up again. If it doesn't, you can recycle the paper. Knowing that you've got that information for whenever you need it is kind of a reassuring piece. It helps you to have those dots in play for when they're ready. So know that there's a lot coming forward. We just need to be very present for it. Now we're going to end off on some blessings. What blessings do the angels have to share with my friends? Let it go. We can't keep holding on to stuff, especially some of the trauma that we're holding on to, because we all have it. We shut down, usually down to fear, down to that trauma, because we were told that we were either crazy, we were told that we would be medicated, or we were made fun of. On the other hand, many of us would have seen things that scared us or heard things that scared us and we didn't know what it was. We didn't have a good role model to help us through that scary point. That fear, it's going to slow us down. It's going to cause an inability to connect in with our support team on that high vibration. Know that you're in total control at all times. So should that fear come up, know that you have that ability to step up and go, I'm in total control. I can shut this down like that. You could also add in added supports. For example, Archangel Michael. I encourage my students and my clients who are new to working with the high vibrational beings to have Archangel Michael with you to protect you as you go forward. He is an omnipresent being, just like Archangel Chamuel and Haniel, and can be with you and me at the same time. It's fantastic. You can call him in, ask him to help you. Additionally, at the beginning of April, I brought out a second meditation with Archangel Michael where we were looking at that protection. Again, being proactive will help you to overcome some of the bumps and really be able to engage with what's going to be meaningful. Gain that understanding and then incorporate it into our everyday. Faith. Have faith in you, your abilities, and all that you can do. Easier said than done, but that faith goes a long way. Having faith that the high vibrational beings, no matter who they are. Angelic, they can be in the unicorn realm, the dragons, the fairies. The list goes on and on. Know that they are there for your greater good. That the universe has a plan that you contracted with them. Like it was a contract. It's literally like a document that you can go through. Problem is, most of us don't have the ability to read it yet because our vibration isn't high enough. You can see it, but just like when you're trying to read Old English, you may see some of the words and you're like, okay, I know what that word is, but I don't know what that word means. We need to raise our vibration and reclaim that knowledge. Have faith that the universe has got your back. I know sometimes it feels like it doesn't and that it's out to get you. It's not true. The universe has your back and will support you in overcoming whatever you're facing. Gratitude. Having gratitude for you and those around you, high vibrational or on the physical realm. That grateful energy, that love goes a long way. Like I said at the beginning of this reading, loving you, nurturing you will go a long way in helping you with that growth and that development. Will also help others be able to love you more fully and you love them more fully. It is a win-win situation, but having that faith in self to be able to connect in with that energy and embrace it. It's there for you. You just need to slow down and appreciate it. It goes back to that being very mindful and attention to detail. Because it's in that attention that we're going to gain the most insight and the most support from the high vibrational beings and our physical support team. Don't be afraid to ask for the help that you need, even if you don't know what that need is. Bringing down those barriers will help others support you and allow you to support you as well. I want to thank you guys so very much for joining me today and watching this video. I hope that you found this video fun and helpful and that you gained some insight on that angelic realm. Now, I have so much more coming your way, including a new, well, it's going to come out in May sometime. It's going to be a new meditative series. Like I said earlier, I've been working with the ArchAngels and that guidance, that support, I have another one for you. We need these tools now more than ever. So stay tuned for that. And additionally, I will be live on Sunday doing my weekly reading. It's going to be 2:00, whatever Edmonton, Alberta time is. And for those who want to join me, you can ask questions as we go forward throughout the reading. It adds a little bit of interaction on that reading. And for my friends who aren't able to join us, of course, you're going to be able to gain that insight and that direction that the week is going to hold for you. I am so excited for what May is going to bring us. Sure, it might be a bit bumpy, but we're going to learn so much more as we go through those bumps together. Until tomorrow, my friends.